with your picking hand. Curl your index finger, put your thumb up to your index finger, slide the pick between the thumb and the index finger, and it results in the proper way to hold a guitar pick. What's up? I'm Miles, your chief guitar instructor, and you just saw the quick and easy way to hold a guitar pick. And what I showed you there was what we call the D shape as guitar instructors and players, because you're making sort of this capital D shape with your index finger and thumb, which kind of results in like this 90-degree angle, boop, boop, with the guitar pick and the thumb. And as a guitar teacher for 7 years and a guitar player for 17 years, I've seen a lot of different ways to hold a guitar pick. There are a lot of amazing guitar players out there who hold their guitar pick kind of in a funky fashion, like Matthias Eklund, if you know who he is. And anyways, it's pretty subjective, but I'd say the most common and best practice for holding a pick is using the D shape, because I generally see beginner players and even intermediate players holding a guitar pick like this, where you put the thumb and the index finger together, and then you have the pick. And that doesn't give you a lot of control over the grip. And in my case, I have a long index nail, which I use for fingerstyle, and that just gets in the way of the pick. It hits the strings, it makes it awkward. It's also hard for me to alternate pick. You just don't have a lot of control with that kind of automatic grip that people tend to veer towards as beginners and intermediate players, or just players who have never had formal lessons or looked into how to hold a guitar pick before. But let's dive into a few more best practices for holding a guitar pick. There's a link in the description below, which will send you to another lesson about, it's my written lesson about how to hold a guitar pick. But we're going to start by talking about these 3 guitar pick best practices. And what our first best practice is angling the guitar pick. So generally when you're holding a pick and you're playing a song, you're going to be angling a little bit. You're going to be probably between like 30 and 45 degrees. But, there's a guy called Troy Grady who has this YouTube channel called Cracking the Code. And what he talks about is pick slanting. So that's pointing the pick up toward yourself and down towards the floor, essentially. So upward slant, downward slant. And you want to kind of learn about upward and downward pick slant best practices as you advance as a guitar player. You don't really need to understand them right away. You kind of want to focus on the fundamentals first. And so, as you're picking and playing, think about your picking angle. Watch how you're holding your pick. Watch the direction it faces, and that can really affect your tone and your accuracy. And then the next picking best practice that we need to talk about is how much of your pick needs to be touching the string. And I honestly just use the tip of my guitar pick, because the less pick you use, the less likely your pick is to get caught in between the strings of the guitar. So that's why you only want to use the tip of your guitar pick. And the last best practice we need to talk about is how hard you need to pick your guitar strings. And honestly, this depends a lot on the genre that you're playing and just your overall musical goals, like as it relates to the song. Will your picking complement the song or not? And as you learn about dynamics, which essentially addresses how soft or loud you're playing a song, you'll start to practice hitting the strings harder and softer. And as you're practicing alternate picking, I would say as a general rule, you want your downstrokes and upstrokes to sound even in terms of sound. You don't want your downstrokes to sound louder than your upstrokes. Unless, of course, you're in a setting like a heavy metal setting or something where you're doing a lot of down picking. So anyways, those are the 3 picking best practices I wanted to address. Let's wrap up the video. hopefully you learned how to hold a guitar pick, and it's going to be hard to get used to at first, that D shape. But just practice it every day. Incorporate it into your practice routine. If it's not comfortable for you, just practice it 1 or 2 minutes a day. And then the next step you need to take is learn some more guitar techniques. So you can put holding your guitar pick into practice. I've got a lot of videos on my channel about guitar techniques, whether it's just lead guitar techniques or right hand techniques or exercises. Just start practicing. And lastly, if you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and of course, in the comment section, leave me any questions that you have about holding a guitar pick or about guitar in general. So, thanks so much for watching. You're awesome, and have a good day.